Hey World Civilizations class, Mr. Lassiter with you, and in these videos we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to be talking about the revolutions in Latin America, but I'm going to have it split into about 3 different videos. The first one will go over some of the background information, the second over Mexico and Central America and the Caribbean, and the third one over South America. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll explain as we go how this will work with your assignment. So, again, we're talking about revolutions in Latin America today, and the region that you see on the left in this map, basically everything that is colored here, is Latin America. So it basically includes everything except the United States and Canada in the Americas. It's called Latin America because it was controlled by the Spanish and Portuguese mainly, who speak Latin languages. So let's go ahead and look at our video goals for today. We want to know what were the causes of revolutions in Latin America, who the key revolutionaries were that led the revolts, and what their accomplishments were. And then we also want to see what new challenges faced these new Latin American countries once they gained their independence. There's a lot of vocabulary here. Some of it will be, I'll tell you about, most of these are people, and then some of them will be and the images that you see as we go in. Your assignment during this video will be to complete the guided notes and chart that you were given in class. These are linked in Moodle in case you want to do it electronically, but you will be required to turn this in. So fill out the charts, answer the questions as you watch the video, and watch all of them. They're set up as a playlist, so this video itself is not the only one that goes along with it. Alright, so now that we have that done, let's get into Latin America. And up to 1800 is what we're looking at. So, anyways, by the late 1800s, the revolutionary fever that we saw, or by the late 1700s, excuse me, the same revolutionary fever we see in the United States and France has also spread to this region of Latin America. So in the Americas, there are a lot of colonies. Mexico, Central America, and most of South America is controlled by Spain. Brazil is controlled by Portugal, and the Caribbean is split among several nations. We're going to talk about Haiti in a little bit, which was French. The people who dominated the political and social life we call peninsulares, who you can see over here, follow my mouse, are at the very top of the social ladder in the colonies, especially Spanish colonies. And peninsulares are people who were born on the Iberian Peninsula in Europe. So these are people who were born in Europe, and mostly they were Spanish aristocrats. Creoles were kind of second-class citizens, and they did not like this status. Creoles are Europeans. They were white Europeans, except that they were born in the Americas, so they weren't born actually in the country of Spain, and so they're seen as a little bit less than the peninsulares. And they don't really like Spanish control. They're going to resent it. Other groups, for example, mestizos and mulattoes, who were of mixed race, mestizos being Caucasian and native, mulattoes being Caucasian and African, they were very angry over their lack of status, wealth, and power. They made up a large portion of the population. At the bottom of this social class ladder were Native American Indians and African slaves, of course, who tended to be at the bottom, given that they were not free people. So this is the situation in Latin America in the 1800s. Still a colonial situation that we've been talking about, and some people who were unhappy with their station. So we're going to look now at the roots of the rebellion. And the first thing, I'm not going to hit too long, it's just basically the importance of Enlightenment ideas. It's Enlightenment that we've been talking about that spoke of liberty and equality and natural rights for all. And these same ideas that inspired the US and French revolutions are going to inspire the revolutions in Haiti, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina. But the big spark, the one that actually kind of sets everyone off, is Napoleon. Napoleon Bonaparte invaded Portugal and Spain in 1808 and began what became known as the Peninsular War. And this causes turmoil in Europe, especially in Spain and Portugal. In Latin America, Spanish colonists saw that the Spanish government was very weak due to this war, and they saw it as their opportunity to reject colonialism and demand independence. The Portuguese royal family actually flees Portugal completely and rules from Brazil following Napoleon's invasion. So that's going to lead to some other events that happen in Brazil that's very different from the rest of Latin America. In the remaining videos, we're going to look at 4 areas where revolution occurred. Haiti, which if you follow my mouse is located here. It's this green island. Now it's split into 2, but it was the western part of the island of Hispaniola. It gains its independence in 1804. We'll be looking at Mexico and Central America, which gained their independence in the early 1820s. Spanish South America, which also gains its independence in the 1810s to 1820s. And lastly, Brazil, which gains its independence in 1822. So these are the places that we're going to look at for the remainder of this video. And you have 2 left. We're going to hit Mexico and Central America and Haiti, and then we'll do a separate video on Spanish South America and Portuguese Brazil. So part 1 is done. Go on to the second video in this playlist. That's it.